You know what I'm saying? Got people on the platform that, you know what I'm saying, they're ready to meet you, trying to see how the slow down and chop situation came about in Houston, how it affects, you know what I'm saying, the H Town itself. You know what I'm saying? Because around the region, it's a lot of people that know you. You know what I'm saying? Like OG Ron C. You know, Michael 5,000 once. You know what I'm saying? Just the whole scene that we have in Houston. What makes Houston chopped and screwed and slop not chopped different from each other, so people can get a better understanding and not get it misconstrued?
Oh, so the difference between the whole chop and screw thing and the chop not slap thing, what you saying? The difference between it,
Yeah,
or like how what's the like why we say that the chop not slap thing, and you know what I'm saying? Or
right. Why y'all say that? Like, what's the difference? I mean, I know it's a big difference, but why?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, basically the whole thing with that is because DJ Screw started the whole chop and screw thing, and he of course his name DJ Screw and in chopped and screwed. It's one of those things where when Screw passed away, it kind of like at the time DJ Screw was doing his thing, and this is something some people might know, some people might not know, but at the time DJ Screw, he's from South Houston, the south side of Houston, and he started it, and that's why there's Screw in Chopped and Screwed because his name was DJ Screw. And the north side, there was a couple of DJs that started chopping and screwing, but in Houston, it's different. There was like some type of like beef type thing in Houston with the north side and the south side type of thing, and a lot of the south side people from the Screw the Click, which was DJ Screw, I guess crew, they didn't. They felt like nobody should be using the term chopped and screwed or screwed and chopped because it basically belonged to DJ Screw, and it was like if you use chopped and screwed and chopped, and it ain't real, ain't this and this and this and that and all that stuff like that. So that's why people started coming up with their own little slogans and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing behind the chop not slap thing is uh OG Ron C came up with it, and he came up with it around like 2002, 2000. I said like end of 2001, going to 2002, came up with it.
right,
And
right,
the whole thing behind the chop not slap thing is basically, if it's like, I just put it like straight up, if it ain't chopped by him, well, at the point at the time it was just him. It was just OG Ron C. But if it wasn't chopped by him, then it was slopped up. Basically saying that your shit like it's whack. You're not getting it done right or whatever. That's the whole term, the chop not slop thing. So if it ain't chopped up by us, then you basically slopped up. Like your stuff's whack. It's slopped
right.
up by someone that don't know what doing. So that's the whole thing behind chop not slop. But technically, it's the same thing as screwed and chopped, or chopped and screwed. It's the same thing, but it's just that you just didn't want to use chopped and screwed and chopped because it was kind of like stepping on DJ Screwed toes, and it just caused beef and a whole bunch of different type of things, and we just wasn't trying to, he wasn't trying to go there with the whole having problems with people and stuff. So that's it. But it's the same thing. It
But
just a
not
different
like a
term.
way to not trying to step on anybody's toes, trying to make it
Yeah, and cause
it's the
beef and
same
all that
thing,
stuff.
a different form of it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. It was just you didn't want to step on, and there's a lot of people out there that has different terms. They might say like slaughtered and something, or or tapped and something. They might
Right.
come up with their own little thing. That's all it is. The chop not slop, which is chopped up, not slopped up. That's the big phrase of it's chopped up, not slopped up. But we trimmed it down for chop, not slop. But it's the same thing as chop screw stuff. It's just our little slogan type thing. That's all it is.
Okay. Okay, that's understandable. Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. Because I know, me, man. I'm a straight '80s baby, man. I'm born in '88, man. So when I was young, I used to always listen to DJ Screw. You know what I'm saying? Michael 5,000 watts, OG Ron C. You know what I'm saying? Like these were my favorite chop and screw shit. Like it's nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? You can tell if DJ Screw chopped the shit. You know that he chopped that shit. In certain songs, like I know who chopped that just by listening to that motherfucker.
Hmm.
Can can you kind of see what I'm saying here? Like so, If somebody that don't know which one is chopping and slowing it down or slopped up and chopping it, could you tell the difference just by listening to somebody's music, who it is produced it?
Oh yeah, of course you can. I mean, the whole thing with separates. I feel like there's so many people. I mean, there's a lot of DJs chopping and screwing and stuff like that, but a lot of them they kind of sound the same, and you really don't know who's what or what. But Michael Watts, Ron C, DJ Screw, they all have their own little type of ways of doing it, and I could definitely tell when DJ Screw does it, because his sound is different. Like his stuff is really really slow. Like that DJ Screw stuff is really slow. That for one, his stuff's really slow. His scratches, his scratches sound a particular way. The way he scratched, the way he brought stuff back, just the whole. It was just like it's just. I don't know. It's just when you hear DJ Screw stuff, you're gonna know it's DJ Screw. It's just when you hear his stuff. Michael Watts, he has his own thing. It's a little bit faster. It's not as slow as DJ Screw. It's a little bit faster. His scratches sound different. It's more of I don't know, it's more just it's he scratch Watts scratches, but he doesn't scratch a lot.
Right.
And he doesn't scratch a lot, and he when he chops it's like really perfect. It's I don't know. I look at Michael Watts stuff as like it's really polished and just like the way he does his stuff when he brings back certain stuff, it's the same thing. It's never something totally different. Like he might say like for example, around the border, he might be like cook around the border, and it's gonna be the same thing, cook around the border. He'll never do something different where it go cook around the brewer, then cook around the and then something else. Like it will never be two different things. It'll be the same thing over again, but it'll be exactly the same thing. That's how Michael watches his stuff. But you could tell him. And then OG Ron C to me, this is what got me onto him, is he's more of like a turntablist in a way. Like he does a lot of scratching, a lot of like breaks, bring backs, and he does I don't know if you know what turntablist is. Turntablist is basically a person who like does tons of different scratching, different effects, and all that stuff when it comes to the turntable and stuff like that. But that's how OG Ron C is. He's to me, more of a turntablist, chop and screw DJ. He does more tricks and stuff like that. So you could definitely tell the difference between the three if you hear their stuff. And I think everyone should have their own little thing and not try to sound the same. I mean, you don't want to be an apple with the rest of the apples, because no one's gonna know who you are or anything. So.
Gotcha, man. Yeah.
Okay, Blue. If
Like
I
you
if I could
basically
interject,
go ahead. Go ahead. You
if
got a
I could
question?
add a question, bro.
Go ahead.
Um, right around the time when the Wrecking Crew formed,
Oh, the wrecking
uh,
yard.
the Wrecking Yard. I'm sorry. Uh, me personally, being the person that was going in buying every screw tape there was, every screw CD there was, I noticed the separation between 5,000 watts and Ron C. Um, and you came right after that, correct?
Correct,
Is that
correct.
right?
I came after this. I came right after Watts and Ron C separated, and then Ron C created. Well, he didn't create the name Wrecking Yard. It was actually created by the Wrecking Yard, but he formed a little crew, and like 2 years after it was formed, and I came in.
Okay. Rest in peace to that boy Kayla, man, too.
Oh yeah,
I was
man.
Facebook friends with Kayla, man, and we kind of
Yeah,
chopped it up. You know what I mean?
that's
Cool
that's
dude.
that's my big brother right
Yo,
there, man.
Pastor
Yeah.
Strat.
Yeah, cool dude. You know what I mean? And also in addition to that was the chopped up and not slopped up slogan. Was that kind of a shot to 5,000 watts?
Yeah, it really was, and the thing, it was a big shock to him because see, that's the whole thing with a lot of people don't know is that OG Ron C did a lot of the Swisher House tapes, a lot of them,
Facts. Facts. And
and people
you could
did,
even tell
yeah,
then by the different mixing on the
he
different, you
did,
know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Like a lot of the tapes was done by OG Ron C, but nobody knew because he was basically like just the one that was just in the back. He was talking a lot of the tapes, and his name wasn't just all over the CDs and stuff like that. And so whenever they separated, that's why the first CD that OG Ron C did was called Remember Me. And the whole
Yeah,
reason why he did
yeah,
that was like, hey, you remember me? Like, do you
right.
know who I am? You know, like, hey, I'm the one that was doing the fuck actions. I'm the one that was doing a lot of the summers, the spring breaks, and all the hot titles. All the hot the after the
The
Kappas.
I
You
was
know,
gonna say
like that
after the
was
Kappa.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
that
all
that
the
you could tell the
legends.
differential. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The mixing and you know what I mean. Really, just because to me, in my opinion, OG Ron C was more like he put a CD together more or less. It was more catered to the underground. While you had Michael Watts being the radio DJ, he catering to everything that was commercial, so to speak. You know
you're
what I mean?
right. You know, no, on
So
the cool though, you're totally right. OG Ron C was more connected with the underground, and Watts was more on the mainstream type thing. Yeah, you're totally right. But the whole thing is the whenever OG Ron C came out with the CD, remember me, he didn't have the chopped not slop thing yet. It was right after that. That's whenever he came up with it, and it was whenever the record yard got with OG Ron C, because OG Ron C wanted to create like a little Swisher House type thing, kind of like the Swisher House, and he had some people, some rappers and stuff, and that's whenever he came up with the thing, the chopped up not slopped up, because he wanted something totally different. When Watts saw this stuff, Watts was like, "Oh snap!" Like, this dude is still going, and he made his own thing. And a lot of people didn't. I'm gonna tell you the truth. A lot of people did not think OG Ron C was gonna be at the spot that what he was doing at the time. They thought he was just gonna vanish, like just
right,
disappear, because he ain't a part of Switch House no more.
right.
So yeah,
But
yeah,
it
it's
was a lot of
different stuff.
it was a lot of the mixes that was carrying Swisher House through,
Yeah,
and once the actual people, the actual fans was kind of deciphering between the two, because I'm gonna be honest with you, Michael Watts mix sounds mechanical. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. That's what I was
So so
saying. That's why I
so
said it's
it was
perfect.
like I kind of gravitated towards OG Ron C, because you can tell some of the rip ups and you know what I mean in mixing on the 1200. So it was
Yeah,
different opposed to it being computer generated. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So
That's the whole
that's why I
reason why I
gravitated
said.
towards it.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I said that Watch stuff. It's when he does his bringbacks, it's the same bringback. He'll never do a different bringback on a bringback. It'd be the same exact thing. If he brings back and goes chicka 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 chicka, and I know what's going down. When he brings it back again, it's gonna be chicka chicka chicka, and it's gonna be the exact same damn thing. And you're like, there's no way in hell, and it's possible, but it's there's no way damn hell you're gonna bring something back the same exact damn way the second time. It's pretty damn hard to do something like that. And like I said, it's a lot of polishing. He does a lot of polishing and stuff, and it sounds really
Right.
too perfect. You know what I mean?
Because
And
you got to
like I
remember
said,
at the same time, Michael Watts, he was a hell of an engineer too. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah. Oh
mean?
no, he
He's
was
a
he
hell of
was
an
a hell of an
engineer.
engineer. But like OG Ron C type person, you're gonna hit record and you're gonna get what you get. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he raw with it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what made me go towards him, because I was like, damn, this dude here is pretty damn cold. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, all right, all right. Let me get a quick reset real quick. Go ahead, Crypto. Play that for me real quick. Yeah, this is Houston Restless Nights. Welcome DJ Listening to the Houston Restless Nights platform. Follow all the moderators on stage. Join the clubhouse. Scroll to the top. Follow that green mansion. Tonight's topic, the DJ chopped up, not slopped up. Let's get it, y'all.